Thank you for the invitation. It's hard for me not to express my pleasure of being here and also being in a position to celebrate the achievements of our country. And let me take us back for a moment, back to 2020, because that's when we took office. The government asked us, what are we doing here? You know, we have the energy transition. Europe was talking about a very fast transition. What should we do with the oil and gas? And at that point in time, we faced a very difficult time because half of the operators in Greece decided to do a strategic review and left the country. So in our infancy as a new oil and gas province, we faced a huge challenge. With the help of companies presented here, Mathios with Energean, of course, ExxonMobil stepping in and taking operatorship, and Hellenic, we managed to turn it around. And very recently, we celebrated the entrance of Chevron as well, doubling the exploration acreage. And as Matthew pointed out, a first exploration well being drilled after 40 years in Greece. And as a geologist, I cannot help but look at the geological trends. We are situated between Italy and Albania that have been producing for more than 40 years. And to the south, we have Libya, Egypt, and further to the east, Israel and Cyprus, all of them prolific basins. So for the first time, Greece will attempt to explore its offshore waters, its deep offshore waters. So we are very excited about that. And having contributed to this effort, with a strong political support, I can only be very optimistic that this is just the beginning of a very interesting journey into the future. And I have to say that Greece, I'm among those who strongly believe Greece can be transformed into the powerhouse of Europe. We have the renewable potential and the achievements that the country has demonstrated over the years. There's even more that we can do. But now, if we answer the potential with the hydrocarbons, then we are offering a very realistic alternative to all those who need the transition fuels, all those who will probably move at a slower pace during the transition and supply the local markets, whether they are further to the north or the African emerging economies to the south. So our geographical position with this, the effort, the partners, and the potential scale of the achievement are very, very promising. And I have to also say something which comes from my heart. I'm really happy and privileged to be working with these companies. Back in 2020, when the prices of the oil were actually negative, you were getting paid to take shipments because nobody could store it. No, you didn't have where to store it anymore. Energean came with an idea: how could we maintain the almost depleted Prinos complex alive? And they said, okay, let's turn it into a CO2 storage facility. We endorsed it immediately, and what we have managed to achieve since that day, we have, I think right now, Greece stands in the forefront of the European effort to prove that there is a possibility for a carbon management value chain to be developed and provide value to the industry. We have, since then, secured 1 billion of European funds, which will activate 3.5 billion of private investments, and we could, I hope we will prove it on a European scale that this is possible and this is effective.